welcome back to another not so mid-major episode where we are still trying to analyze all these NHL teams between now until NHL draft day and seeing what are their draft picks they have, what did they trade away, what did they gain in return. And I will very much apologize for the delays in these videos. I'm going to try to be doing 2 a day now between now and NHL draft day, because I think that's how I have to do it now because of how delayed these videos have been. I've just been super stressed lately. But if you have been liking these videos, please hit like, please hit subscribe. I'm having a lot of fun just trying to figure out what all these trades are, what players did they get, what players did they give away, what trade picks did they receive, what did they give away. And in this one, we're going to be talking about the Vancouver Canucks. So the Vancouver Canucks have their first, third, fourth, and sixth round picks. They traded away their second, fifth, and seventh, but they did gain a Toronto Maple Leafs third round, gained a Detroit Red Wings fourth round, and a New York Rangers fourth round pick for this year. So now let's just go round by round. What did the Vancouver Canucks give away? What did they receive in return? Well, this first one is in the second round, where it was a trade with the Detroit Red Wings back on March 1st of 2023, where the Detroit Red Wings received a 2023 first round pick, which is the New York Islanders, and a 2023 second round pick, which is the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver Canucks receiving Filip Hronek and a 2023 fourth round pick, which is the Detroit Red Wings. So now let's just break down the individual pieces. First, let's just start off with how did the Vancouver Canucks first get that New York Islanders first round draft pick for this year? Well, that was a trade made back on January 30th of 2023, earlier this year, and a trade involving Bo Horvat, Anthony Belvier, and Atu Ratti. And now just the one person that we have to talk about, Filip Hronek. He was drafted in the second round by the Detroit Red Wings in 2016. With the Detroit Red Wings, played 305 games, 30 goals, 126 assists, and 405 hits. With the Vancouver Canucks, 4 games, just 1 assist. And on to the third round, where there was a trade made with the Toronto Maple Leafs back on February 28th of 2023, where the Toronto Maple Leafs received Luke Schenn, and the Vancouver Canucks just receiving a 2023 third round pick. So now let's just talk about the one piece in all this. Luke Schenn. Big history behind him. Drafted back in 2008 in the first round by the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's bounced around between the Leafs, the Flyers, the Kings, Coyotes, Ducks, Canucks, Lightning, Canucks, and then now back to the Leafs. He's been involved in a lot of different trades. Trades involving James Van Riemsdyk, Vincent Lecavalier, and Michael Del Zotto. In his entire NHL career, 933 games, 42 goals, 149 assists, 1,434 blocks, and 3,156 hits. And that is 6 all-time in NHL history, first amongst defensemen. And I do want to touch base on this. Blocks and hits is kind of a relatively new stat to be tracked in the NHL. It's very curious to see if you go back in time to see how many hits that would be calculated from some of the older players, if Luke Schenn would still be first amongst defensemen, but that's the stats that we're just going off of right now. And now into the fourth round, which we already kind of talked about one of these pieces, the trade with the Detroit Red Wings. So let's talk about the other one, the trade with the New York Rangers back on March 21st of 2022. And this is just a simple one-for-one trade in which the New York Rangers receiving Tyler Motte and the Vancouver Canucks receiving a 2023 fourth round pick. Tyler Motte, drafted back in 2013 in the fourth round by the Chicago Blackhawks. He was then traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets, involving players like Artemi Panarin, Brandon Saad, and Anton Forsberg. He was then traded to the Canucks, involving players like Jussi Jokinen and Thomas Vanek. And then after this trade, he was a free agent in 2022 and then signed with the Senators and then traded back to the Rangers, actually, fun fact, in exchange for Julien Gauthier and a 2023 seventh round pick. And we'll be talking about those in the later videos when we get to those teams. But for Tyler Motte, NHL totals 331 games, 43 goals, 38 assists for 773 hits, with the Vancouver Canucks specifically 196 games, 28 goals, 22 assists for 555 hits. And now we're into the later rounds for the Vancouver Canucks, which actually involves a lot more pieces, surprisingly, with these later round picks that they have. But there was a trade made with the Carolina Hurricanes back on October 28th of 2022 for the fifth round pick. The Carolina Hurricanes receiving a 2023 fifth round pick, where the Vancouver Canucks receive Ethan Bear. There was an 18.2% of his salary contract retained, and then Lane Pedersen. Lane Pedersen, undrafted and signed with the Arizona Coyotes back in 2016. He was then traded to the Sharks, then traded to the Hurricanes in a package deal with Brent Burns. He was later then waived and then claimed by the Columbus Blue Jackets, but in terms of his total NHL career, 71 games, 4 goals, 7 assists, 161 hits. Ethan Bear, on the other hand, drafted in the 5th round in 2015 by the Edmonton Oilers. With the Oilers, played 3 years, 132 games, 8 goals, 25 assists. He was a free agent signing with the Carolina Hurricanes. With the Canes, he played 58 games, 5 goals, 9 assists. With the Vancouver Canucks, 61 games, 3 goals, 13 assists. And now, probably the biggest trade I've ever talked about ever since talking about the San Jose Sharks and New Jersey Devils in a trade involving Timo Meier. This one involving the Vancouver Canucks and Arizona Coyotes back on July 23rd of 2021, where the Arizona Coyotes received Antoine Roussel, Jay Beagle, Louis Eriksson, a 2021 first-round pick that is the Vancouver Canucks, a 2022 second-round pick that is also the Vancouver Canucks, and a 2023 seventh-round pick that is also the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver Canucks receiving Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and 12% of his contract salary was retained by the Arizona Coyotes, as well as the signing rights to Connor Garland. So let's talk about the individual pieces involved in this, and there's a lot. So let's first start off with the Arizona Coyotes. That 2021 first-round pick decided to select Dylan Guenther. He played with the Edmonton Kings, the WHL team, for 137 games, 86 goals, 92 assists, for 178 points. With the Seattle Thunderbirds, 20 games, 13 goals, 16 assists, and 29 points. With the Arizona Coyotes, 33 games, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. And that 2022 second-round pick, Arizona Coyotes selected Hunter Height. With the Barrie Colts, played 83 games, 25 goals, 25 assists for 50 points. With the Saginaw Spirit, 42 games, 18 goals, 33 assists for 51 points. And actually, there was a trade for that 7th round pick, where there was a trade where essentially the Arizona Coyotes just flipped 7th rounds with the San Jose Sharks. Arizona Coyotes selecting Adam Zinka back in 2022 for the 7th round pick that they had from the San Jose Sharks. So then now let's start off with all these different names. Again, still sticking with the Arizona Coyotes. Louis Eriksson, drafted in the 2nd round by the Dallas Stars in 2003, played 501 games for the Stars, 150 goals for 207 assists. He was then traded to the Bruins, involving a lot of different names, one of which was Tyler Seguin. With the Bruins, played 224 games, 62 goals, 85 assists. With the Vancouver Canucks, it was actually a free agency signing that they got from him. 252 games, 38 goals, 52 assists. With the Arizona Coyotes, 73 games, 3 goals, 16 assists. Jay Beagle, he was undrafted and signed with the Washington Capitals back in 2008. With the Capitals, played 471 games, 51 goals, 65 assists for 527 hits. With the Vancouver Canucks, it was a free agency signing as well. 142 games, 6 goals, 20 assists for 205 hits. Arizona Coyotes, 33 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 50 hits. Antoine Roussel, actually interesting history. Undrafted and signed an AHL contract for the Providence Bruins, and then signed with the Chicago Wolves, the Canucks affiliate, and then signed with the Dallas Stars. With the Stars, played 413 games, 64 goals, 77 assists, 141 points for 632 hits. With the Vancouver Canucks, again a free agency signing with them, 141 games, 17 goals, 31 assists for 194 hits. With the Arizona Coyotes, 53 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 74 hits. And now on to the Vancouver Canucks side of this. We are done talking about the Arizona Coyotes. That seemed to take forever, but Vancouver Canucks receiving Connor Garland's signing rights. He was drafted in the 5th round in 2015 by the Arizona Coyotes. With the Coyotes, played 164 games, 47 goals, 49 assists for 96 points. With the Vancouver Canucks, 158 games, 36 goals, 62 assists for 98 points. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson, drafted in the 1st round in 2009 by the Phoenix Coyotes. The name changed to Arizona a little bit later once everyone realized, oh wait, Coyotes actually don't play in Phoenix. But with the Coyotes, played 769 games, which is 4th most in franchise, 128 goals, 260 assists, which is 7th overall, 388 points, which is 8th overall, 1,344 hits, 31 game-winning goals, which is tied 4th overall, and 55 power play goals, which is 6th overall in Coyotes history, and yes, that does include the original Winnipeg Jets. With the Vancouver Canucks, Oliver Ekman-Larsson played 133 games, 7 goals, 44 assists for 51 points and 163 hits. And that is it for this one. So let me know, what do you think about these different trades? What do you think about the Vancouver Canucks and Arizona Coyotes trade? I know there was a lot of speculation, especially just not knowing the value of Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Was that too big of a contract to take on? Is he going to be producing from it? But there's a lot of different players involved in that trade. So let me know, what did you think about those trades, the other trades? And until next time, please hit subscribe, please like this video. Again, I'll be trying to probably post 2 videos a day between now and NHL Draft Day so I can catch up as quickly as I can. So until next time, please stay safe and please stay healthy.